Facebook. You can't scroll more than 10 seconds without seeing an ad. You talk to a friend on WhatsApp and you mention a product or a brand, and the next time you go on Facebook, you see that product or you see that brand, and it's caused many of us, myself included, to randomly shout, "It knows!" or "Oh my god, they're listening." And some claim that the algorithm is just that intuitive and that intelligent that it can predict your thought process, and it's just a huge coincidence. If you like a good conspiracy theory, then they're listening to us. The reality is that WhatsApp is owned by Facebook, and it's more than likely that they share data. Facebook and Instagram are one of the same, so it happens there too. Three of the most popular apps, WhatsApp, Facebook and Instagram, all under one company, all sharing that data. Just imagine the amount of data that they've got for just one single user. They know what you're talking about, they know what pages you like, they know who you're following on Instagram, they know what brands you're liking, what company posts you're liking. Just imagine all that data that it has. Having access to all of this data means that they are able to offer marketing to companies who want precise targeting. If you know enough about a person, their interests, their location, age, whether they have children or not, you can use all that information to advertise related products. If you don't have children, then it's very unlikely that you're scrolling through Facebook and seeing ads for children's clothing and kids' toys. If you're from the UK, it's very unlikely that you're going to find local news stories for Australia, and that's just because of how accurate the marketing really is. As a business owner, this is an absolute game changer. This means that if I'm selling bikes for children, I can target parents. Not only can I target parents, but I can target parents who only have children between a certain age. This means that for every pound or dollar that I'm spending on marketing, it's spent targeting exactly the right people. This is the traditional equivalent of standing outside a pet store on the high street with a sign saying 50% off dog toys, and the only people who are walking past have dogs. Like, you don't see this type of marketing anywhere else. However, Facebook know they're the bosses of marketing. They know how specific their targeting can be and how good the algorithm is. So no social media platforms are at the same level at the moment. And it's because of this that Facebook ads can often be expensive, especially towards Q4 when it's getting quite competitive. You can see your CPMs, that's your cost per 1,000 views, go up quite high. And the small entrepreneur, the people who are doing dropshipping and e-commerce, are suffering because of it. Popular audiences that are very highly sought after, such as engaged buyers, which are people who are more than likely to press the shop now, buy now button on Facebook, are getting more and more expensive. Because if you know nothing about Facebook ads and you're targeting people who are quite often pressing the shop now, buy now button, then it's more than likely that you're going to have a good click-through rate. And people are catching on to this, and that audience is quite popular, which supply and demand is making the price go up quite high. Now add that to the recent iOS update, which added further complications, and the fact that emerging platforms like TikTok and Snapchat are taking a piece of the pie. It seems Facebook may not be top dog for much longer. Now, I read a report the other day that Modify marketing agency CEO said in a report that in 2019 and 2020, nearly 80% of their client ad spend was on Facebook. Comparing that to 2021, where only 55% of it is on Facebook, and you've got to kind of question why is that? And personally, I think that's because of the competitive platforms. It's because Facebook is getting more and more expensive. Like I just said with the iOS update, it's getting harder and harder to target the right people. CPMs are going higher, and you've got alternative options out there. Now, don't get me wrong, there's no doubt that money can still be made using Facebook ads. With e-commerce entrepreneurs moving to other means of marketing, it means ad costs could get slightly lower. If people start moving over to TikTok, Facebook ads might become a more viable option again. There's plenty of Facebook ads tutorial on YouTube and on the internet and tips and tricks that will help put the odds in your favor that it's still viable option and you can still make money from it even as a beginner. Now, what about the alternatives? The big one is TikTok. TikTok recently announced that it's partnering with Vimeo and Canva, and that's to streamline their creation process for ads within the TikTok Ads Manager. Now, that is a complete game changer, and because with Facebook ads, you have to create the ad externally outside of the platform, upload it, do your targeting that way, whereas TikTok's Ad Manager, with this new association to Canva and Vimeo, I use Canva a lot. I use it for my thumbnails, I use it for my dropshipping ads, I use it for social media posts, and Canva's very easy to navigate. It's very easy to create content. They are actually partnered with, I think it's Burst, so you can use stock footage, and that means that you've got this new creative platform that's already partnered up with stock footage, now moving on to an ads platform, which is just crazy. It's going to make the process a lot easier. It's going to streamline the whole thing, and it's going to make people who are just stubborn with Facebook ads, it's going to make them second guess it and think maybe I should give this a go because it's easier. It makes my life easier. It's more convenient. So yeah, why not move to that platform? So I used TikTok last year alongside my Facebook ads just to post short videos of the product to see if I could gain some traction. And I did get, I think it was a couple of thousand views, and I did get a few sales from it, which worked quite well. There was no ad cost there. It wasn't an ad. It was just me posting short videos that caught attention. Now, I have not used TikTok ads at the moment. I do plan to, but I've not used it at the moment, so I can't comment on the cost of it. Facebook ads I have used, and the cost of it does increase within Q4 because, like I said, the popularity of it. So just do bear that in mind. If you do go down the TikTok ads route, just research the costs and see if, like, do a break-even analysis and just make sure that you are still getting a good return. Your first few posts on TikTok will get a better reach and will get a better outcome if you post consistently. So 1 to 3 times a day for a whole week should get you off to a good start. Unlike Instagram, the TikTok algorithm won't limit your reach to just your followers in the initial 24 hours or however long it is. So with TikTok or with Instagram, for example, if you make a post, it shows it to just your followers to see how they react, to see how they engage. And if it's positive, it then goes to the rest of your followers and then to the wider network. Whereas with TikTok, with its keywords, for example, it just launches it wide to a sample of people, see how they react, and then it goes on like a domino effect. So if you've got good content and it goes out to 50 random people and more than 70% of them engage with the content, it will get further pushed out and domino effect. If you're planning to launch ads and you can't decide whether to go for Facebook or TikTok or a completely other alternative like Pinterest or Snapchat or Instagram, just look at your product and look at your potential ad approach. Take a step back, show your product to a few people and say, how do you think this would fare on a carousel ad or on a still image? How would it fare on a short video? If your product is one which can draw attention in a 5-second video and it can highlight the highlight of the product in that short time, stick it on TikTok, stick it on Snapchat. If yours is a product that has different variations or needs or is more detailed, for example, a dog collar or a dog bow tie that has a pizza design, an ice cream design, and a butterfly design, it's going to look better on a Facebook ad, on a carousel, rather than a short video. Because let's be honest, if it's a video of a dog, I'm looking at the dog, I'm not looking at the collar. So yeah, do bear that in mind when you're deciding on which approach to go down. Adding on to that, if you've already got a successful product, for example, I've got a really good product on Etsy, that product is not going to work on TikTok just because of the nature of it. if you've got most of the products on Etsy tend to be handmade or tend to have like a homemade feel to it, things like that might not work as well on TikTok as you think they will, and they can happen vice versa. A mass manufactured product on TikTok isn't going to work on Etsy. It's probably going to get you banned, in complete honesty. And just bear that in mind when you're deciding, this is my product, this is going to be my ad approach. Just take a step back, ask a few people, like, what do you think of this? What do you think if I put this in a video? Or even make a few ad creatives and make a still image, make a video, make a carousel, make a slideshow, and just see how it fares. Like, ask a few people. If you're in a e-commerce group, post it and just see, oh, like, what do you think if I have a kid's toy, this kid's toy, do you think this will fare better in a video, or do you think this will fare better in a still image? Like, you can ask their opinion. I wouldn't point blank, if you think you've got a winner, I wouldn't point blank post your product and post your ad strategy, because unfortunately in this space people will just duplicate it. But you can ask opinions, you can be like a vague, and you can still ask, oh, what do you think of this? And people will help you, and that's what's like so good about the dropshipping space. So do bear that in mind. So when it comes down to Facebook ads versus TikTok ads, the real question is, what's the product? Like, how is the product going to be best suited for each platform? If the product needs explaining, if it needs like a short tutorial, then TikTok is the way to go. If it needs a longer tutorial, more than like 10-15 seconds, maybe a Facebook ad is the way to go. If it's something that, like I said, looks better in a still image, if it's like fashion or it has different variations, then a carousel ad might be the way to go. Anything that looks like a traditional ad isn't going to do well on TikTok. It has to look a lot more like fluent. It has to look like a TikTok post. And if you go through TikTok and just look at a few of the ads, then you'll see what I mean. Bear that in mind and just test the approaches. You can always launch both and see which one does better. That's all from me, folks. If you found any value in this video whatsoever, do show it some love. Smash the like button, turn it blue, consider subscribing to the channel. I talk about e-commerce, finance, dropshipping, tips and tricks, how to find an agent, all that good stuff. So do check out my other videos. Any questions, pop them down below. I will answer them all. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.